What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Kate Bush, as well as a Sleeping Luca. And we're returning to Ariel 2005, and the next tune is Nocturn. I noticed this is a longer track by file size, so I'm assuming it's a proper song, not one of those interlude, musical, sonic art pieces. Nevertheless, I will say that a nocturne most specifically, or literally, is a piece of art, often a piece of music meant to relate to night, or indeed dreams, or dedicated to night and dreams. So yes, in that regard, it feels like it's likely to be, let's say, a more modern representation of that, which is further to say, a lot of nocturnes are piano pieces written by composers going back to earlier centuries, but in this context, I wouldn't be surprised if we hear the piano. I wouldn't be surprised even if there were melodies or themes taken from other nocturnes, though at the same time, of course, I wouldn't be surprised if it's an entirely new composition by Kate in the vein of, or paying homage to, the tradition of nocturnes. Of course, it could be something in a narrative or unrelated to the art form. In any case, let's see what it is. This is Kate Bush. The track is Nocturne, and it's from her 2005 album, Ariel. I do notice now that it's actually spelled without the E that is typically on the end. I don't know if that makes any difference. Certainly, I'm not sure how to analyze it any differently in light of that revelation. But yes, this is Nocturne, which is just Nocturn rather than having an E on the end as it often does. Give me a moment to compose myself. Holy crap. So, not only did I find that tune incredibly compelling sonically, not only is it a continuation of themes we've heard on this album as a whole and on this half of the album specifically, but her vocal performance, the imagery, the visuals, the immersive environment in which she places you, the cycle she's again referring to, the sky and the sea of diamonds being overtaken by the sea and the sky of honey once again, the powerful feeling of the sun rising on the horizon, rising up this aerial, the idea of maybe we're really there, maybe this is a dream, the specific imagery of footsteps leading up to the sea. There's no one around, but there's a sense that we're being called back to the sea, diving down beneath. Both, again, immersive in that specific context, but in the larger visual tapestry she's painting of, again, the sea itself, the sky, the stars that are there to be touched and which feel like they're cutting down upon us. The specific instrumentation, there were moments where I was noticing these big organ chords that were lingering, a little piano run here or there, the bass giving us this pulse, the guitar flourishing and flaring up at different times, the drums cycling, whether it's a ride cymbal or indeed later these, I think, tom rolls and snare smashes. The entire composition brilliant. Instantly, upon this first listening, one of the most beautiful tunes I've heard from her, and that's saying a lot given how much a number of her tunes have had just striking, compelling composition already, but one of the most moving experiences I've had listening to her tunes. And again, there's been multiple times, including earlier on this half of the album, when I was moved significantly, but I just found myself swept up. And then not only were her extensions just crazy vocally, but the richness and the power and eventually the soul as we got into the latter stages and I'm seeing the sun rise up on the horizon. Again, a magic hour where the sun, because of the angle it's coming in at, lays out this palette of colors and the sensations and visuals that come with that. It felt like at that moment the soulful nature of her vocal performance, and I think whether it's her, her voice layered or whether there were actually backing singers, it became more of a choral type of sound, just really incredible. So yeah, wow, another remarkable experience. The visuals, the narrative she's telling, the suggestions about human nature and these hard to articulate verbally but felt very deeply emotionally and humanistically type of sentiments, the particular arrangement, the way the track unfolded, which again was like they were chapters in the story and sonic sections that evolved into each other. Obviously at the end there was a bit, I think, a hint of what is about to come in the next track, but that did feel long. I want to say like over 7 minutes. In fact, over 8 minutes. So that was definitely a journey. And although, again, there's been times where I've done multiple tracks on this, given the length of the file for this one, it felt like it was fair to do it individually, which again just works better for the way I react to things and the setup that I've been using. But yes, remarkable, incredible. Throw more superlatives at it. They fail to capture the music I just heard, the vocals I just heard, the songwriting I just heard, and the experience I just had. So absolutely brilliant. Shout out to Kate Bush. I do know there's a couple folks who are big fans who said, like, after this, her material is more hit or miss for people, or at least it may not be in the same level of impact that some of her early stuff do, and including this album. But again, we'll cross those bridges when we get to it, and of course I'm sure there will be people who feel like it is a worthy continuation of what she had done up until this point. But either way, I feel like this album has been as impactful for me as any others that I've heard, and that's not in any way a diminishment of her earlier albums, but this one is a masterpiece, absolutely. So in any case, let me know what you think. Luca the Sleeping Cat and I will see you next time. Peace.